Good morning, good evening, good night to everybody around the world. The best NFT show in crypto just started. Happy holidays, as we saw right there. We're happy to be coming to you, bringing you the latest in all the NFT action around the cryptocurrency industry. I'm so grateful to have my co-host here, Ronin, here today. Ronin, my man, what's going on?
Not much, man. Dude, I appreciate that. That was kind of a very kind intro of you, man. I'm appreciative of you as well, brother. Feeling festive. I really like that intro. Appreciate Buff for doing that for us, man. And there's been a lot been going on in the space, dude. Obviously we had some big drops on Wax this week. There's been a lot of art news that we're going to be talking about today. A lot of stuff going on in the space that I think is really big, right? I think everybody who's paying attention is probably thinking 2021 is going to be a really big year for NFTs, right?
Absolutely
So
huge, man. We're going to have one of our best episodes to date. I got the lads all riled up. I got 54 in the chat here today. All-time highs, man. All-time highs is 118. We are going to blow that away today, and we're going to do some giveaways if we do hit that number. Obviously, you're earning lads as well here to do that as well. I'm going to get to an episode preview here in a second, but as you can see with the thumbnail here, we got a lot to go through. The NFT scene is absolutely blowing up along with Bitcoin itself. We've got Jordan Lyall waiting in the wings here for the interview at mid-episode. But without further ado, man, let's get into the intros here today. We're going to get to Buffalo. We're going to get to the episode. We're going to get to a lot of good stuff. So it's nice to see everybody in the chat. What'd you do this week, Rona? What's going on?
not much, man, not much. I've actually been kind of working a lot, right? I think everybody here knows that I've got a full-time job, but I've also do the NFT live thing on the side. We've got some really big collaborations and stuff going on for the lads, right? But outside of that, I've also picked up a little bit of work doing some articles on Voice. So I'm actually writing for Crypto Writer, which is a team who produces content on voice.com. If you guys don't know, it's basically a social network that is kind of backed by a social token, the Voice token, and they kind of use that to produce content and basically incentivize content creators and kind of give them that ownership, right, of their content back. So I've actually been doing that. And something they did this week was really cool and surprised the hell out of me. Last night, I got super excited. I had to stop what I was doing. I walked away from the meeting we were having to share it with my wife, which is they actually hired a woman who is now doing podcast episodes. And they're basically, she's reading the articles on YouTube, and it's really cool. Buff, I think, has a clip for us. You guys can hear her real quick.
Crypto community. Collecting is more than just buying objects. Written by Richard Rivera. Quote,
So
collecting is more than just buying objects. End quote. Eli Broad. For many,
yeah,
it's
so that
only...
is the intro there, man. And I think that's dude, this is one of the coolest moments, right? I started the year, I had no idea what the hell NFTs were, right? And here I am, a year later, I'm, producing social media content. I'm producing a YouTube show every week, and now I'm doing these articles. And all of a sudden, I hear this woman who's got this, extra awesome narrator voice, and she's reading my stuff, man. So that was probably the highlight of my week outside of a little bit of NFT collecting. Not much. I didn't really pick up anything too exciting, but I know that you had quite an experience yesterday with the Deadmau5 drop, right?
I did, and I do want to hit that Deadmau5 drop, and I want to show you guys what I got, but I want to go to Buff real quick and talk about his juice fast. He's on day 22. I think he's probably lost 22 pounds at this point. But Buff, my man, what's going on?
Yeah, it's been a crazy one, you guys. Day 22 of my juice fast. It ends January 1st. So goodbye 2020. Come on 2021. I'm ready. I'm ready to eat. It has been a crazy juice fast. For any of you guys out there who are curious, this is what I consume on a daily. Granny Smith apples. We got carrots. We got ginger. We got lemon. We got cilantro. We got celery. We got kale, and we got cucumber. It's called the Mean Green. I was inspired from the documentary Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. And now I'm just loving it because you lose about a pound a day. All you got to do is drink juice. And, for me, it's awesome. There is one person who does not like this. Well, not person, more like a bear. Mr. Bear. He is right there. There you go. He hates it because I'm not giving him any scraps to my dinner because he's not a big fan of vegetables or fruits yet. But maybe I'll convert him down the road. But, man, I'm feeling good. It's a fun episode here. We got a lot of stuff going, so let's get right to it, huh?
Yeah, we do have a lot of stuff going, and it mirrors a lot of what's going on in crypto right now, right? Bitcoin's hitting. I think Bitcoin hit 23K. Me and Ronan were talking about that last night. Just how crazy the crypto scene is right now. You do have a little bit of shade of 2017, but with NFTs mixed in, NFTs weren't this big, huge industry that we see, and we have a long way to go. So definitely excited to be along for the ride. Before I talk about Deadmau5 and the drops, and we move down towards the episode, let's hit some of these comments, Ronan. Did you see any that you specifically wanted to hit? I know we got DJ Wisdom in the house. Can Wolf has been an absolutely great lad here over the time. We have 75 in the chat. Loadmaster, the general himself, is in the chat. But go ahead and give us some of those comments, and then I'll hit Deadmau5 and the rest.
Yeah, man. Definitely a big shout out to Orlando. What's going on, brother? Aloha, man. We appreciate you being here each and every week. Like you said, Loadmaster. There's so many people in here. What's going on, everybody? It's good to see the NFT army. We appreciate you guys here every single week. Coming in and partaking in chat and bringing the fire. So we appreciate you guys very much. Paul Young, what's going on, brother? We know you're around, right? Village Cooking says, I tried to claim free crypto from the other day after the show. They said it was too late. So he missed the drop apparently. You can't leave your computer, brother. Like if you want to cash in, you got to be here, right? You got to partake and you got to hang out with us and enjoy the content.
Absolutely,
so, but
man.
outside of that, man, we appreciate you.
Absolutely. And we've got 82 in the chat enjoying NFTs with us, NFT Live today. Guys, this is Layer 1 as well. Layer 1 is the umbrella content network that houses NFT Live. It houses Dimitri's desk. It houses the Layer 1 podcast interviews and Lad City. Obviously, if you guys have been here for a while and you are Lads, you're earning Lads today, our social utility token, for being a part of this episode and also kind of chatting along. So we'll drop that link and you'll earn some Lads. If we hit all-time highs, we might possibly drop a 2x reward for you. But without further ado, let's get into Deadmau5. This is what I did this week, and I feel like it's COVID, so you basically are kind of getting hit with a lot of stuff. You're not going out, but I actually took part in that wax sale yesterday. Did really well. I feel like I deserved it a little bit, and got this, I believe, Denver piece. I think we have the asset pulled up, Buff, but this Deadmau5 drop was amazing. We'll get into it later in the episode. Hopefully we can get that piece pulled up. But if we can't, that will be an amazing drop that we'll get to. There we see some of them there. It looks like one of the event pieces was hit there. So you can kind of get that. But without further ado, okay, let's do it. Yeah, so this was powered by Eminent. Obviously, we had Wax kind of come in the fold. Smooth sale. We're going to talk about this Deadmau5 drop a little bit later, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to stuff that we've got going on in Lad City, and then we'll get to the topics for the episode. But we will be touching on that Deadmau5 drop later, as well as doing some giveaways there. All right, so we officially unveiled the new 2 ranks in Lad City, as well as kind of breaking down the access across all of that. So I think Buff does have, okay, so we've got it there. Amazing stuff from everyone that helped put this together. Basically, obviously, you see, welcome to Lad City, but you also now have the ability to see the ranks as well as what you get for each rank. So as you earn Lads, you rank up in Lad City, and you're able to see now through this what you can get. So obviously, if you're a nomad, you're getting city access, you're getting airdrops, you're getting access to the awesome Lads radio. As you move down, you get access to even more drops, auctions. Ronin's artist series is going to be amazing. Miner rewards if you're a miner, different events, just everything there. If you want to get a good look at that in depth after this video, then you can go ahead and go to Lad City and check it out yourself. It's right there in the ranking tiers column. So definitely some cool stuff. I want to throw it to Ronin here in a second about the ranks, but before we bring Buff, Ronin, did you like the ranking system that we kind of released to the public?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, absolutely. I had to jump on as soon as I saw you drop the teaser image to the Discord, I thought it was excellent, man. You guys really smashed it out of the park. I think that, the access makes sense, and you guys have a lot to look forward to. I am kind of rounding up the tail end of scheduling these artist drops, and once I get those and we get like a cool, dope graphic like that one to share with you guys about all the artists, I think you're going to be really excited who we've got coming in and producing some content for Lads and Lad City, and obviously Lads Radio, which has blown up and has become, definitely my favorite piece of content that is being produced at the moment. And I think Buff does an excellent job on that. So actually, I think Buff, you want to go ahead and cut in and have a conversation about Lads Radio real quick? I think we're going to be doing an episode soon, right?
That's right. As you guys know, Christmas is here and the season of music is here as well. So Lads Radio is coming up right after this show, and I hope you guys all could come on and tune in. That's all you get.
That's amazing, Buff. That is amazing stuff. Lads Radio is awesome. I think we hit like 94 in Lads Radio. We did a lot of cool giveaways in there. Buff has the voice of a god and a voice of definitely a radio host. So that is going to be a fun time. We're going to do that directly after NFT Live. So definitely make sure that you guys get over to our Discord afterwards. Otherwise, we do have a lot of comments asking about Beard City. It looks like we're going to have a competing city called Beard City, maybe headed up by the man himself. We are hitting 93 here, fellas, and we're just getting started. So definitely a lot to get to. I'm seeing a lot of good comments. Scott Harris Firestone's in the chat. Who else? We got Crypto Mike saying, and Jordan. We talked to Jordan pre-episode. Looks like Jordan's going to actually be dropping some undisclosed or previously unreleased knowledge on meme and what's to come. So we're giving you the best here on NFT Live. But without further ado, guys, you hear us ramble on for pretty much the last 15 minutes about what's going on with us and what's going on with Lads. Hopefully you're doing okay. But here is the episode preview for the day. We've got KOGS, we've got F1 Delta Time, Lil Yachty, Axie, meme, and then we'll get into that interview with Jordan. And then after the interview with Jordan, we're going to hit Beeple breaking some records, and then that Deadmau5 drop that I talked about. And we'll close out the episode, talk a little bit about Lads Radio, drop some Lads links, and have ourselves a damn good time. So without further ado, Ronin, you want to hit anything from that preview, and then we can jump into the episode, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think that you did a good job giving a preview of what we got coming to you guys live. I do want to hit a couple of comments that I saw because this is excellent. Chat is blowing up, and it's so cool to see. Obviously, we talked about the fact that Jordan's going to come on and drop some information for us that has not been released prior. But what I thought was great was actually all the beard comments, and I got a lot of comments on my mustache, man. Nobody ever talks about my beard. Everybody talks about Buff's beard, right? Like I got a little beard going, dude. But anyway,
yeah.
Outside of that, Village Cooking asked a question, and I like to ask questions when people are not like fully like knowledgeable about the space and like the things that we do. Like, and NFTs can get a little confusing, right? So, Village actually asked. He says, "Q, if someone buys an art-based NFT, do they have full copyright ownership of the NFT? So, if someone wants to use it for a T-shirt print, they would need a license to it." So to answer that question, yes and no. It depends on the actual asset itself, right? So if you have a normal piece of art, you are just buying a print essentially, and the artist actually holds that copyright, right? So you don't have the ability to buy a Beeple, piece and then go have it printed and have it, and make money off of that, that image being used. Now you can resell if you'd like, but that's fine. However, you also do have projects like Avastars. Avastars actually has, in their contract that's exactly what you get when you buy an Avastar. When you buy an Avastar, the randomly generated image that is produced is actually something you own, right? That image itself is owned. So someone like Pranksy or someone like Whale Shark, they have produced, an Avastar. They own that Avastar. It's in their wallet, and now they have monetized those images, right? Pranksy puts out art. He gets collabs. People make art of his Avastar, and he makes money off of that. Whale Shark, of course, uses his famous Whale Shark bearded Avastar for his image. So many beards in the space.
so I did have one thing, Ronin, before we get to the first KOGS, and you're about to unveil some good stuff about KOGS as well. We had Crypto Mike donate $5, so we don't have an official donation like making the money rain on us here, image or GIF or anything like that. But me and Dimitri do a dance at Layer 1 Live when we get the donation. So thank you, Crypto Mike, for the $5. We hit 100 in the chat right now. So we're definitely, oh, Buff's adding, there it is. That's the crypto.
That was the secret trigger?
Yeah.
Is that the secret trigger? $5 and you get Christmas lights, guys.
Christmas light.
I wonder what happens when we get 10.
Yeah, when we hit 10, who knows what's going to happen. Buff's going to go full
appreciate
Santa
that,
Claus.
Mike. Thank you. Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
Let's hit KOGS.
Yeah, let's hit KOGS. So obviously KOGS has got a sale coming up. That sale is going to be on the 22nd. It is 6 p.m. Eastern time. That's going to be the Series 2. That Series 2 is got all types of fun stuff. The pack information we've gone over, I think, at least once or twice. But what we're here to talk about is the sneak previews that those guys sent over to us. Now, I'm not 100% positive that they've shared these anywhere else. I think a couple of them may have been shared. A couple of them may be exclusives for us. But basically, man, these are looking excellent. Just like, Series 1, they have partnered with, I mean, dude, that is like absolutely amazing, right? Like the art is top notch. And then something that they're doing with these is, this is a starter pack, right? Something that's new is that you're actually able to buy boxes, okay? And these boxes are actually going to contain, like they say, 30 packs. This is the box for starter packs. You get 30 starter packs in that second edition. And then this one, which is really freaking cool, dude, is the booster pack box. So what's different about this one, if you guys don't know, is there is a bit of the rarity and a bit of the more, collectible KOGS this time around. However, the main series is actually going to be kind of unlimited. It's going to run for, I believe, 2 months. These are going to be printed kind of like as people purchase them. And the reason for that is because that these are intended to be used for the game, right? Like the game of KOGS is going to be launched. I think it goes into beta here shortly, or alpha. And you'll use these KOGS in a game where, you stack 10 of them up, you slam it, whoever flips them over gets to keep them. And they actually have a mode, play for keeps. So they're trying to kind of make these accessible, right? Like, so you have a shit ton of them. You can play for keeps. If you lose some of them, it's not a big deal. But that's kind of like what they've got going on with KOGS. And we do appreciate the team over there for kind of sharing this sneak preview. I think this is probably one of my favorite of the new set that I've seen so far. I love the color scheme, especially with that border. But KOGS, man, those guys got some fire coming for you in Series 2. So that's
absolutely, KOGS. Man. Love what KOGS is doing. They're definitely a big player in the space. So shout out to the KOGS team. We'll definitely be doing some things with them going forward. Shout out to Bitcoin Benny as well, man. Absolutely killing it. All right, so I've got a quick piece of news. F1 Delta Time, and I think we have some assets as well for some tweets that they put out. But F1 Delta Time was our sponsor this month for the NFT Live, and they absolutely are killing it with their Grand Prix mode. You can see the tweet there. We basically have the announcement that Phase 1 is live, meaning that they've been kind of auctioning off these cars, auctioning off these tracks, obviously for a ton of money. I think the track before the Beeple sale, the track was the biggest NFT sale at like 220,000. I think Beeple beat that with the 777,000. But man, that was a lot of money. The actual track owner gets now a portion of all of the rev that's being earned on this platform when somebody races on that track. So we have, these are some images as well from the Discord, the F1 Delta Time Discord, where guys are actually racing. And basically what you need here is a car, a racer, and tires. And basically you can go out, you can try to qualify for these races. Different tracks do different things. There's also some elements involved. So it could be rainy, it could be sunny, and different cars do better on these different kind of tracks as well as the environment. A couple things, if we can go to my screen here, Buff, this is a kind of long explanation here, but we have the kind of explanation of what you get when you get certain, I guess, tiers as well as placing. So for example here, 2020 key rewards for each weather condition, each tier. You can see that if you place well first, second, or third on these, you can actually earn rev and you can earn different things. They've done a great job. I think they were dropping shards as well, different things within their ecosystem for the people who have been members of their ecosystem, essentially. So really cool stuff from Animoca Brands. Shout out to Yatsui again, man. He's absolutely killing this stuff. I have it pulled up there, rewarding feedback. That's what Animoca Brands is great at, and they're doing a great job with their ecosystem there. So shout out to F1 Delta Time. Definitely excited to see Animoca Brands continue in the space.
Yeah, man, I do. The F1 like is such a cool project now that like I know it's there, and being like as an F1 fan, I'm like, man, I really wish I would have jumped in earlier. Obviously there's no way I was going to own a track, but like to be able to own like a car or like something like that would be absolutely amazing. And again, big shout out to them for being our first sponsors at NFT Live. We appreciate that support very, very much. So big salute there. Next, what we have got for you guys is Lil Yachty. So I don't really know much admittedly about Lil Yachty, right? Like, but I do know that he's got a hell of a following, and I do know that Lil Yachty had a collectible that got him just over $16,000 that dropped on Nifty Gateway. Those guys are doing absolutely like amazing things. We've got this asset. I don't know if Buff had a chance to get it, but it actually has a little bit of music to it. And it's great, dude. I love what they're doing. They're really bringing some eyes to the space. Obviously we'll kind of break that down in the attention that that we are seeing. But it's amazing, dude. And NFTs are blowing up, and to see Lil Yachty and that kind of, I mean, dude, that's like, that would have been the last person I would think would be like the first like big name to come in, right? So seeing it happen is really cool, and 2021 is going to be fucking dope.
Yeah, Yachty definitely is getting involved. He must have some type of manager that's involved in crypto, because he also launched a social token and did a couple raises. I will say, and I'm going to get a little bit, on NFT Live, we like to speak our mind, and that's what I'm going to do here. That NFT was a little bit lazy, and that's my that's kind of my thought process. The stuff that they're launching on Nifty Gateway is awesome. Like, I love all the drops they're doing, and then you basically have a coin that I probably could have put together with Lil Yachty's face in like 5 seconds. And like, there's probably a template that honestly happened. So Nifty Gateway, you're killing it 100% of the time. It was a little bit lazy here. That's one thing and the reason I bring this up is because as more people move into this space, what we don't want to see is them get lazy with it, right? Social tokens, I'm just going to launch something, and then people are going to buy, I think people ended up buying at $15 ticket or token. Yachty raised like 250,000. So what we don't want to see is then Yachty get lazy with it, and then people start like having negative connotations toward the space. Kind of the same thing we've seen with ICOs, right? People started to get lazy, they started to raise a bunch of money, and then everyone's like, what the hell's going on here? So definitely want to see, but I like seeing Yachty. I mean, that's big, man. I just wanted to speak my mind there. All right, so down to the positive news as well. I've got the Axie Tree. So Axie has been killing it. Shout out to Jiho, my man. He's been on the Layer 1 podcast a couple times, as well as NFT. We need to get him on NFT Live, but we will go ahead and do that. But introducing Axie Tree. So the way that Axie kind of works right now, and you can see the announcement that they put out on Twitter, this is a whole nother team. This isn't part of the Axie Infinity team. This is part of their ecosystem, which is what you like to see. But what's being addressed here, and you can see this very clearly, is Axie Tree is an open marketplace for borrowing and lending Axies. So basically what you see, guys, and obviously Pokemon has been the, I guess, relative of Axie, or they've been compared a couple times. People say, hey, a lot like, even the Axie team themselves has come out and said, hey, this is a lot like Pokemon, so come on over and play our game. So what's happening right now with Axie actually is that the person that's coming into the game, they actually have to have DLC. Like I would compare it to DLC. They come into the game, you have to have 3 Axies right up front, and those actually cost a bunch of money, and that is a hurdle to adoption. And what you've actually seen is scholarship programs. So I'm going to go down here. So within the Axie ecosystem right now, they've basically introduced ISAs, meaning that people have rented out their Axies to others and said, hey, what you earn here, 30%, you need to come back to me. So that already is happening on Axie Infinity right now. Axie Trees is actually trying to solve a problem of Axie scholarships and this program becoming too centralized, where the lender sets ridiculous terms, somewhere in the vicinity, like they're saying, of 30%. So what's ended up happening here is, instead of having to either purchase 3 Axies, which costs about $100, or going through one of these scholarship programs, they actually opened up an entire marketplace. And I've got the asset there for the actual marketplace itself. It's also down on this screen. We can see it here. basically you have a full marketplace now. So it's the scholarship program essentially is becoming a marketplace instead of OTC deals that can often lead to the actual borrower being taken advantage of. So that's really cool to see from Axie. I think this is a really awesome upgrade to their ecosystem. It's awesome to see that it's a team within the ecosystem as well. It reminds me of Ghost and the Avagachi team doing things within the Aave platform. But really cool. New players are going to be able to come in and they'll be able to try out Axie without essentially having to download quote unquote DLC if you're using that I guess relative type of cooperation in traditional gaming. So really cool stuff from Axie. Axie Trees, keep a lookout. I think it's launching late December. So really cool.
Definitely, man. I love to see like the utility, like of just like the different ways of approaching these spaces, right? Like and these projects where sometimes the asset itself becomes almost like untouchable, like that the entire game is based on, right? Like Axies, like you have to have Axies to play, but they're not cheap. So being able to go in and being able to rent, right, like one and lease it essentially, and then you still make a little bit off of that by playing, and so does the person who actually owns the Axie. It just makes so much sense, right? Like KOGS, for those of you that don't know, KOGS is essentially kind of doing the same thing. That's why these things are so coveted, right, on the Wax ecosystem, is because eventually you're going to need an entire, superset to be able to enter a tournament, right? Like, and if you don't have a superset, it's going to cost $150, right? Or you could pay somebody $40 to rent theirs. And if you win the tournament, they get 20%, you get 80%, you give back their COGS, you had the access. So it's giving utility that's like outside of just like traditional, hey, can I use this to play a game? Can I use this to unlock content? It's actually giving you access to things that you don't have access to originally. Exactly. And that's why this technology is changing the game. And that's why like I'm 100% behind NFTs. But I think you guys know that.
Absolutely, man. That was a great explanation. We're going to get to Jordan. Jordan is waiting in the wings here. I'm going to let Ronin intro, but we are at 110. That is 8 away from our all-time high. Guys, if we're getting in that 118, we're going to drop some meme giveaways. We're doing some Deadmau5 giveaways later, and you're earning double the lads. Let's make it happen, man. Let's beat 118.
Absolutely. I'm trying to do my part. Look, while we were cut away to Q, I sent out a tweet about 2.5 minutes ago. So if you guys follow me on Twitter, put it out. I said, there's over 100 people in chat. We're getting near all-time highs. Where the hell are you at, right? So like, let's ask Twitter. Let's ask everybody in the space, where's everybody at? Because they need to be hanging out and chatting NFTs with us, right? So obviously, Q mentioned the next topic that we've got on our hands is meme. I think the big news that we wanted to touch on real fast before we kind of brought Jordan on to have a chat is they've got a couple of collaborations coming up that are excellent collaborations. The first one they announced was a collaboration between with Jonathan Wolf that's going to be dropping on the 22nd, and one with Fuocious, who's dropping on the 29th. Everybody here knows Fuocious. We've done an interview with her. She is the crypto art, just the baby that everybody wants to like take care of, right? Like, and Jonathan is her buddy on the Art podcast, and which is an excellent podcast. You guys definitely need to hear it. These kids are like they're wise beyond their years. They've cracked into a space where they'll be able to make more money than a lot of people make, that are twice their age. And they've taken the time to sit down and have conversations about it weekly that are valuable. So check them out and definitely make sure you're looking out for that meme collaboration. The other one that they announced, which was basically, I guess you could say it was unlocked through the Beeple sale, is the collaboration with Beeple. That collaboration, basically Beeple put it out on one of the pieces, said, look, if this specific piece gets at least 69K on it, I will work out a collaboration with Meme in 2021. Obviously, as soon as I saw that, I knew it was going to be happening. And yeah, man, so they hit that, and Meme came out and said, hey, we've got another badass collaboration coming to you guys, and that's going to be Beeple. So I think we're going to be getting our share of the Beeple conversation after we bring on Jordan from Meme to have a conversation about that, their collaborations and what they've got going on. So Jordan is obviously the team lead there, and we appreciate him for jumping in. It was a little bit last minute, so thank you so much, Jordan, for doing that and for joining us today.
Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Awesome to have you here. Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. This is an amazing episode, and it's only gotten better because you're here. How has the last 4 months gone for you, man? It must have like completely flown by. Happy to have you and the meme gang in. But how has the last 4 months been for you, man?
Yeah, we're happy to be here. The meme team loves NFT Live, so thanks for having me on. Dude, 4 months. Like I think we just crossed the 4 month mark. It's insane. Like at the same time, it's been just a crazy like sleepless couple of months here. But I haven't had this much fun in crypto ever. We're having a ton of fun. Getting to work with amazing people. You mentioned a couple of the artists that we're going to be working with. Super excited to just to collab with some of these guys. Working with great DAOs and other like DeFi projects in this space, collabing with um, virtual worlds like Decentraland and Terra Virtua. Like there's so many cool things coming down the road and groups that we've worked with up until now that it's mind blowing how things can change in just a couple of months. That's crypto for you.
So
Yeah,
true.
definitely, definitely, and it's cool to see like that you guys went from like 0 to 100 real quick. I think it's kind of hard to find people who don't know what meme is, but do you think that maybe you can kind of give us a breakdown about meme, exactly what it is, how it works for anyone who may not know?
Yeah, sure. So in a way, it's like we're breaking down the barriers and making like NFT art a little bit more accessible, right? So if you want to, up until now, if you wanted to go grab a ferocious piece or a pack piece or a Beeple piece, you got to lay down a bunch of ETH, right? You got to be a whale. With meme, we've kind of made it a little bit more accessible for those smaller fish. So instead of just plopping down a bunch of ETH, you're actually competing with other users and you're farming. So it's a technique or a mechanic known in DeFi called yield farming or staking. We've kind of applied some of these DeFi mechanics to the world of NFT art. So a user would come to our site, don'tbuymeme.com, connect their wallet, and they would acquire meme tokens and then come to our platform and stake those meme tokens. Find one of the pools. We offer several different active pools at the moment. So you would choose a pool of which of the where that contains art that you like. You stake your tokens. Over time, you're earning pineapple points, and then once you've acquired or accumulated enough pineapple points, you're able to redeem those for some really great art by internal artists or partnered artists or partnered collabs that we've done. So that's it. You're kind of it's almost like proof of work in a sense where you're taking an action to farm this awesome art.
That's excellent. That's excellent. And I think like being the accessibility obviously is the biggest thing, and to make that something that you're kind of breaking out and putting it into pools just makes so much sense, right? And I think that the way I understand it, because unfortunately I didn't buy meme, but I listened to it too well.
You follow the rules. That's good job.
Yeah, well, I need to get into it, man. It's like, the Bitcoin Origins drop. I was like, dude, I want in on this so bad, right? But with that said, like, obviously you have the pools, and the pools seem to kind of coincide with the collaborations that you guys have going on. And I kind of wanted to touch on that a little bit. Like, I think that, obviously in this space, a lot of people like to collaborate and they get a lot of value in that. And I kind of wanted to just see like, how meme has kind of approached that, because you guys are really touching like the pulse in this space. You've got some excellent collaborations, that you've already done. You've got some excellent ones coming. So yeah, if we could talk a little bit about the collaborations that you guys got.
Yeah, I would say like collaboration in general is like key to art in general, right? You're always seeing different artists collab and, with like the supreme style of drops and sneaker drops and things like that. I mean, it's cool to see two artists get together, or your favorite brand and your favorite artist get together. And in crypto, it's kind of the same way. And this platform works with that platform. It's great. Everybody's excited. Um, so naturally, we kind of followed suit. And some of our early partners, our first artist partner was with Sven Eberwein, and he really kind of set the tone and really set a baseline for a bunch of different artists to say, "Wow, this is great. This is something different. Let's work together." We started working with several like DeFi partners at different kind of levels. We worked with um, Synthetics and several other groups. We worked with LA Blockchain Summit. As you've seen lately, we worked with Bitcoin Origins and with Badger DAO. It's fun to just be continuing to experiment at like this intersection of DeFi and art. And as we've discussed, like the list of artists that are lining up to work with us is pretty insane. And we've got pretty much all of January lined up and booked as well. So fun times ahead for the meme team.
Yeah, I think the thing that I like the most about it is the fact that you don't give them too much that restriction, but you do kind of like have this iconic pineapple, right? Like, and you've got the pineapple, and the pineapple is kind of that thing that some of these artists are really kind of running with. So I was kind of interested, tell us about the pineapple. Like, where did that even like come from? How did that become like the don't buy meme mascot?
Yeah, it's pretty great when your project can like own a fruit. I think that's pretty awesome. Anytime that happens. So this goes way back, way back to the very beginning of this project. Without going into too much of like the origin story, which will take us, I don't know, an hour. The project kind of spun out of, as silly as it sounds, a tweet that I made back in August. I made a tweet. I posted this visual mock-up of this fake product called the Degenerator. And I just so happened to use the pineapple emoji in the design that I had made. I just so happened to pick pineapple because Yam was taken at the time, right? There's this big DeFi project experiment called Yam at the time. So it was kind of born out of that. It's like, let's just find an emoji. Yeah, pineapple looks cool. Let's do that. And then it just kind of grew from there when the community got going. We're not going to call ourselves the Degenerator. We're going to call ourselves Meme. We're going to bring that pineapple over, and then it just kind of spiraled out of control. And now we're kind of known. It's a brand. It's actually what you often see. Our logo is actually just the pineapple emoji from Android keyboards, but it's fun. I mean, this most, if not all, of the artist collabs we've done so far included a pineapple, so it's kind of cool, and everyone just kind of assumes that I'm forcing these artists to use a pineapple in their piece. I'm not. I'm totally not. There's
Thought you were.
there's guidelines where it's like, hey, be yourself, do your thing, have some fun with it, and then number 3, feel free to use the tropical fruit of your choice. So it's not necessarily enforced, but a lot of these artists are like really excited to use this. Constraint often is helpful in the creative process to say you can only use these tools, or you can only use certain amount of characters. They've enjoyed the opportunity to make 3D or animated pineapple art. I will say for the upcoming drops with Jonathan Wolf and Fewocious, so far what I've seen, nothing, no pineapples in sight. So some people will be really happy about that.
I was curious. I was like, how is the Few going to put her twist on the pineapple? But we'll have to see.
Yeah. I actually love the model that you guys are running with kind of not piggybacking, but just like almost taking the Nifty Gateway launch and being like, hey, this just happened. Beeple just happened, right, on Nifty Gateway, and you guys are democratizing Nifty Gateway. I remember early on I was tweeting that you guys are kind of almost Nifty with a token. And it's really awesome that you guys can democratize that access to the art pieces. Whereas on Nifty Gateway, if you don't have 70K or anything like that, good luck now with the way NFTs are rolling.
Yeah, I mean, I love Nifty Gateway. I participated in the Beeple drop, and I actually got one of the $1 things as well. So they're doing certain things to kind of democratize the process as well. But yeah, you're right. If you don't have a bunch of money, or you don't click the button exactly on time, you're not getting art. And there could be an argument made that if you don't submit on our platform at the exact right second in the right block, you miss out on some of the rare items, and that's true. And that's something we acknowledge, and we're trying to resolve in the next version. But that's kind of the goal. And they're doing a bunch of cool things. They're experimenting. We're loving what they're doing, and we're just here to kind of play in that same space and keep experimenting and just keep bringing art to the people.
Yeah, definitely, man. And I want to see if I could pry that next version out of you, because I love the gamification you guys are playing with. Badger, I think, had it where if you collected all of them, there was like a different pool of Badger that they were setting up. I love the gamification models that you can do in Web3. Can I pry that out of you before we get to maybe some unreleased drops that we're about to get to?
Yeah, the gamification is the best part. Like, you remember the rug pull stuff? I think you guys mentioned it on your show. We did rug pull with Robin and Supermassive, and that was a huge success. We're still waiting for the first person to pull the rug. But with the Badger stuff, that was the first time that you could actually stake Badger token, Badger LP on the meme platform. We're continuing to move the needle. V2 is coming. This kind of been dripped and leaked over the last couple of weeks. V2 is coming. We promised Q1. It might make sense to do the Beeple collab along with the new version of the site. But in terms of additional alpha, like it's just continuing to, it's like
Yeah.
V1, but one more. Like
Yeah.
it's on steroids, right? Like there's going to be more randomness built in. It's just going to be a much better platform. You can actually, utilize these unused pineapples where previously you were kind of SOL with pineapples
Mhm.
that don't get redeemed. So we're just kind of listening to the customer, improving all these concepts, making it easier for the artist, setting things up where the artist is kind of steals the show, in the spotlight. We can kind of take a back seat and put the artist up front. A lot of fun stuff coming up in V2 in the next couple of months.
Yeah, man. And talking about stuff that's coming up, I have no doubt that you guys are going to kind of go with those things and definitely execute on them. But, Buff, don't go to it yet. But we do have an image of the next drop, the next NFT drop that Jordan wanted to drop on NFT Live. We're bringing you the latest and greatest. So I guess if you want to break this down, I've got it up on the screen now.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about this, but this wasn't my doing, but I'm flattered and honored to get my own legendary card. I didn't. So the amazing artist that does all the Genesis and Genesis LP art is the impeccable Wrecked Me Rev. He's done all the art for the Genesis work. He's an amazing artist, and up until now has kind of been unsung. But he just went and created a legendary card for me. So we're going to drop that tomorrow, as well as a few other special secret drops coming tomorrow. So that's it. That's one of the items in the new Genesis drop that's coming tomorrow.
That's awesome. That is very
Happy to
cool,
be
man.
immortalized.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, happy to be immortalized alongside Vitalik and some of these other uh, people in
Yeah.
the space. I
It's cool to see that, like, you guys having fun with it. I think that's part of like what is really cool about the space too, right? Like you can also, like, you don't have to take yourself so seriously, right? Like there's not like a bunch of like corporate goons, like, telling you can't do that. People aren't going to like it if you do that, or that'll wreck our image if you have fun with an image, or, you make a meme out of us, or, something. You can't make this marketing work. And I love the fact that it's like so freeing in that way. And so I love to see that you guys are obviously taking advantage of that, like on your platform as well. Jordan, obviously, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you coming on and riffing on it with us about like what you guys have going on over at Meme, and working with all these artists and giving us a little behind the scenes on the collaborations and the pineapple. So thank you very much. I don't know, chat, I will double check real quick if we've got any questions or anything going on in chat. Everyone's saying they love it. They love it. It's awesome. Oh my God. Yes. A lot of fire eye icons for your legendary drop there. So a lot of hype going for you, Jordan.
I want to get to something real quick while you guys have time to actually ask any questions for Jordan before he leaves. But Jordan, as far as any upcoming launches, I guess we touched on that a good amount with the version 2. You kind of dropped that there. So anything on the further roadmap that maybe you could riff on while we wait for questions to come through?
Yeah, I mean, we just announced it. Jonathan Wolf on the 22nd, so just a few days from now. That's Tuesday, and then the following Tuesday is Ferocious, and we're still working, and that's going to be huge. I can't wait to get those. Like, those are two of my like top 5 artists right now, are these 2 young artists, and I'm really excited to just to get their art into the hands of more people. I did mention Decentraland and Terra Virtua. We're actually deeply engaged with both those groups right now, working on collabs. We were trying to get it in before Christmas, but it may kind of drift into the following week. But when we have a hard date, we'll let you guys know. The separate collabs, one with Decentraland and one with Terra Virtua. And then, like I said, a couple artists are lining up for the next month. Some really, really big names. Really excited about that. And then, yeah, V2 plus Beeple coming in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's
Awesome,
super
man. Go ahead, Ron.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's super exciting. Like, you know, being able to kind of look forward to the Beeple and then Fuocious. And I think that Few's got some amazing art. Jonathan is, both of them, like listening to the art podcast is excellent, man. It's just like a bunch of sunshine, you know what I mean? And you got to just
So
take it in.
talented. And, yeah, just so much like potential there, right?
Exactly. And they've got like their whole lives ahead of them. And I riffed with a few for a little while one night, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning and we're talking about all types of crazy stuff. And I was like, this kid's only 17 and she's so smart. So, but outside of that, I didn't see anything really kind of crazy or any questions. Oh, DeFi Dude says, how do we join the meme community? Like where can people find other meme heads? What do you call your community?
Meme team.
The meme team. Yeah, you can join the meme team. Go to don'tbuymeme.com, don'tbuymeme.com, and we have the social buttons at the top. You're able to join Telegram or Discord or Twitter or what have you.
Boom.
Awesome, man. I think we had one more question come through. Village Cooking said, just wanted to confirm process to participate in meme is to buy meme tokens, then buy an NFT, then stake it. Village, go ahead and join our Discord, man. We'll get you all that information on how to get through everything with you. You pretty much broke it down there, but if you want to ask more information, obviously meme has their own Telegram. You could join Lad City as well. And then the last question I had for Jordan himself, I want to put him on the spot. When Lad's meme collab, man, that would be amazing. Maybe one day we'll be able to get it done.
Let's do it. Yeah, I mean, let's find some time next year and get it done.
Excellent.
100%.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jordan, for coming on, man. We appreciate your time very much.
Great to be here, guys. Good to see you again.
Take it easy.
Take care.
Thanks, Jordan. Boom.
Dude, that was awesome. Dude, that was awesome. Every week, like the interviews just get better, man, and the people coming on, like they're our vibe. You know what I mean? Like it's nice to like have a conversation with somebody who's doing so much stuff and is just like a cool freaking dude. And that's like week in and week out. And hopefully, you know, we get to talk to some more females in the space as well. You know what I mean? Like we don't want to like not represent. So I've been in Coin Artist DM. Coin, like hit me up. I'd love to like have you on the show and chat a little bit about Neon District. You know what I mean? So, you know, yeah, but outside of that, man, that was excellent.
Man, we're honestly, I have such good vibes right now. Such good vibes on every NFT episode, man. We hit all-time highs. I saw it.
Yes.
Don't think we didn't see it, guys. We just had to get that interview put in there. But 120, I believe, is the all-time high vibe. It looks like Buff's bringing in some lights for our all-time highs.
That's all I got today.
I'm feeling it. I love the cheer, dude. I love the cheer. Thank you, chat, man. You guys are blowing up today. We appreciate it. We love all of the energy you guys are bringing to us for the show. Obviously, we did want to touch a little bit on the big news of the week. So I'll kind of like just riff on that for a second, right? And then maybe we can kind of tie things up. But we did want to talk about Beeple. Beeple happened, obviously. This was a huge massive sale for not only for him, not only for Nifty Gateway, but it was a massive, huge sale for the space. And I think that, I saw a tweet that said, we're going to start referring to these times as before Beeple and after Beeple. Because the sale was so massive, $3.5 million in 3 days. Obviously, the single highest NFT is now held by Nifty Gateway and Beeple at $777,777. And this was insane. And for anybody who doesn't know, essentially, like there was a multitude of drops. So there really was a lot of accessibility in this opportunity. They had the dollar drops, which I did try, and dude, I was as fast as you could be, and I still didn't get one. They also had some, I think, 5-minute auctions, and then they had, which were like open. They had auctions, and then they had open editions. So open editions for like 5 minutes. Those were $1,000 or $969. And those actually came with a physical piece. And dude, the physical piece, which I did have a link for that as well that I wanted to bring up real quick. The physical piece was very cool. And I did a little of research on the actual technology behind these frames. And they are actually, I can't remember the exact name, and I will in a minute, but they're infinite. I think they're infinite pictures. And basically, once you load them with a photo, that's it. They're done. You can't load them with another photo. That piece is now solidified, right? And they're kind of they want to bring back that vibe of like taking a photo and having just that one photo, that copy, right? So I think it's excellent. I think that, the sale is huge. You couple that with Lil Yachty, right? And then you sprinkle in a little Deadmau5, and we've got way more eyes on NFTs than we did 2 weeks ago, man. And I think that that's an important conversation that needs to be had. It's blowing up in the names and the people. I mean, people who are following Lil Yachty on Twitter are not the same people following Beeple, right? Like it's not the same type of groups, and they're definitely probably, or maybe they are, maybe they're not, but are they Deadmau5 fans? So you've just got so much like just coming to the space and bringing real attention, right? And then thankfully, it's through two of the best platforms for onboarding in Nifty Gateway, and then the sun is battling me right now. Nifty Gateway and Wax, right? So it's super easy for somebody to get on and be able to just get cracked straight into collecting.
Yeah, Crypto Mike just donated another $5. So shout out. We'll bring the lights back for Crypto Mike. He's absolutely getting after it. Me and Crypto Mike back in the day, we were getting into meme early. So shout out to you, man. Thank you so much. I love what you said, Ronin, there about before Beeple and after Beeple, because it does, and it's interesting that we had meme on as well, because that was another time that it was before meme and after meme. It's there's inflection points, man, that happen where you're just like, oh, I remember that. That was the one time that you started to get NFTs in front of DeFi people, in front of regular crypto people, and Beeple's the same way, like you're saying. Appreciate the breakdown there, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, in each one of these milestones, like, it's eventually, and I hope somebody is like literally like really keeping up with these things, because I would love to see, documentary in 5 years about the first few years of NFTs like absolutely exploding. Because you think back and you're like, okay, like for me, like the big like holy shit, is this real? Was like Trevor Jones, his Picasso bull, right? Like that sold for like $50-something thousand, and that was huge, right? And then you have the moment when I don't know, there's so many of them, and as like this continues to happen, and names like this continue to take place, we're going to keep looking back and being like, that was a huge milestone. That was a huge milestone. Oh, that brought more people in, right? Like the Christie's auction, that was huge. Like you've got that in front of people who, definitely are not involved in crypto, right? Those are old school heads who are like, they're still going to auction houses. Okay. So, like it's just different, and it's continuously, we're continuing to bring like this technology to more and more people, and the more and more people that see it and start to understand it, the better.
Yep. And it mirrors crypto a little bit in the way that the cycles get shorter and shorter, right? I think meme happened, and then there was like a DeFi, kind of the DeFi summer craze ended. So you had a kind of drop off in DeFi projects, NFT projects in general. And then people were saying, oh, like those NFTs, right? What are that was just a scam. And then you have the cycle pick back up again, and it's a shorter time window, because you saw it in 2017 too with CryptoKitties, right? You saw it with CryptoKitties, and then it kind of faded, but it took a year. It took almost 6 months, a year, and now the cycles are getting shorter and shorter between times when people are made aware of NFTs and the power of them. So bam, shout out, man, to everybody. I have such a good vibe every time. Buff, you got something, man? Because what do you got?
I was a little worried there, Ronan. You're catching on fire, so I was like, what should I do if the sun comes in there? And so I was gonna put a beard on. Yeah, get that down in there for you, bud. Now you're ready to go. There's your beard for the day.
Is that Dimitri?
Yeah, he lent me his old beard. Looking good, brother.
Appreciate it, man.
Sorry, I just couldn't resist. I saw you were the chosen one, man. The sun was literally giving you a sun beard for a minute. I was a little worried for you.
He was talking about the rise of NFTs, and the sun was coming in. It was such a moment.
Like, my eyes are, sparkling. It's like, what are you gonna? This is what NFT does for your skin, boys. Like,
Dude, so I
So
want to get to this. I want to give a quick update. So a lot of people are chatting in chat. They're saying that I think we hit 122. Let's keep going, dude. Let's keep going. Let's keep hitting more. We appreciate everybody in the chat right now. I'm about to drop the lads earn link right now. So you're earning lads by being here today and taking part. You can use the lads to rank up within Lad City, get access to NFT drops, channels, reports, all the good stuff. Lads Radio, which is after this. I'm going to drop the first one. The second one, because we hit all-time highs, is going to come near the end of the episode that we're getting up to here. But I'm going to drop that now. So you should be able to see it. Let me make sure that came through. Ronin, you could check from your end as well. Let's see. Sometimes we've had trouble with these drops. Yeah. Maybe sometimes I have to spam it. Let me get this to you as well.
That's interesting. Like, I don't really know what the deal has been with Roll lately, but I have seen some other like communities having kind of like issues too. So I don't know. Maybe they're growing too fast for their own britches, right? So
let's see. I'm going to make sure I get this to you guys. And then I have a breaking piece of announcement before we move on. But I definitely want to get you guys this link. Buff, I dropped that as well. If you can drop that from layer one, maybe it's just something from my end, not being able to do that. So if you can try to do that. Otherwise, while we're getting started and while we're getting ready to move on to the next and figure out that drop, I do have some breaking news that came from Blankos. Oh, it looks like the drop is there. Go ahead and claim your lads. Buff, I want to pull up my screen. I know I'm making you do a ton of work, but we're going to get that second drop there in a second. It looks like Blankos just dropped a challenge, Ronin. 1,000 of these Frosties are going to be made available, and basically you're going to get tickets, random tickets to this Frosty drop based on completing daily activities. I literally... Guys, forgive me right now because this just dropped while we were talking, so I haven't looked into it. But what I see here is from the 18th to December 22nd, you have a chance at winning brand new Blankos for free based on completing activities that I believe then give you entries into a drawing. So you see right here, boom, drawing. I wonder how the mint process works with this as well. But it looks like we have some breaking news from Blankos. It looks like you can get access to these Frosties, man.
Dude, that's awesome, man. I love it. Like, I think that like this is what we need to be seeing more of, right? Like some cool opportunities to use our NFTs, but also some really cool opportunities to be able to go and, earn them, right? Like as well, like, it's all about accessibility. And someone actually in chat said, and forgive me, I may have to truncate if I can't find it really quick, but it was basically, Orlando, he says, I feel like crypto is the hope for the little people, the non-whales. And I think that's like a huge thing, man, right? Like this really does give people an opportunity to take like a little bit of extra spending cash they have, right? And like do a little research, like really look into the space and like invest a little bit and then maybe make a little turn. I know like there's several collectors who will say like, hey, I did an initial investment of X amount of dollars and I just used that and now I'm at X amount of dollars, I think my account on Wax, it says I spent $205 and I'm over $2,000 earned. So like, it gives you that ability and it's cool, man. And so to see Blankos doing this and to see the team over, at Play Mythical kind of giving people an opportunity at a cool, really rare, you said 100? There's only 100?
1,000, I believe.
Or 1,000 still, like even 1,000. I mean, they sold something like what, I think they sold like 20,000 of those initial ones, right? So like, this is one of the rarer ones and yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Blankos is doing amazing work. Again, I love the EOS stuff as well from that side. If we can get EOS mainnet attached to what they're doing on Blankos, that would be a big win for the EOS ecosystem. So shout out to all the EOS guys in the chat. I always love to give you guys a little bit of a shout out. We've been through it together. So I've got the next piece of story here. I've got pretty much, and we talked about this early, Deadmau5 dropped on Wax in a collaboration with Emanate. So this was huge. I'm going to pull this up. I think, Buff, you might have the audio, so you might want to do it from your end. But we're going to drop this again for those of you that showed up late. We've got, yep. Awesome, man. So that's basically what we've got. Ronin took that time to run from the sun, but this was a great drop. I will say that the sales process was awesome. They split it up between opening and sale. I'm pretty sure the mega packs are sold out. So let us know if you got your hands on any mega packs, what kind of drops you got from this Deadmau5 drop. But the sale was awesome. The opening, I think there was a very like 1.001% snafu, but that happens when you have so many people rushing into a contract. But beyond that, amazing drop, amazing process from the actual the drop here. Ronin, what do you think about this? And then I'll pull up some data points from Wax over the past couple days.
I tell you that I think that it looks excellent, but I'm really not able to see much of the sun.
How about the beard? Does that help? Is the beard making it worse or better?
The beard helps you guys. I don't know how much it helps me. No, but I think that yeah, dude, it's Deadmau5. Dude, it's like we said earlier. I think that, just seeing more people like this, like bring the eyes into the space is excellent. I think the drop itself went smooth. Like nobody had issues. And like, that's what we want to see from a platform like Wax for all the projects that drop, right? Like, so it's really nice that they were able to break it up. It was nice that they kind of broke it up into two, separate parts. So you kind of get that flow going, right? And then you let people know this is when you can open your packs. So this is when you can have a chance at getting those number ones. And then I also saw that they were doing really well on the secondary marketplace as well. So, you couple that with the Deadmau5 drop yesterday on, I think it was Super Rare, where I think he had a piece that sold for like $70,000. It was a collab he did where like it was his track and somebody else's art. And Deadmau5 has also had a pretty good week.
Yeah. I don't want to like divulge any holdings here, but I had joined in a couple sales and gotten pretty screwed. And then this one really, really worked out. And I was able to, and again, this is the beauty of NFTs. We can collect, we can, trade, we can invest in all these different things. This one worked out for me. I actually did super well from an investment standpoint. So hopefully you guys did that as well. And we're able to get, into that. I've got some stats here over at CryptoSlam as well as Waxplorer that I can pull up. Guys, if you can see this, I know that at first glance it's a little bit confusing, but you can see this gray line here is the combined sales, but we really want to focus on here the small sales down here. So in a 15-day timeline, what we can see is, I believe, Bitcoin Origins, which is the large yellow line here. So we can see that the Bitcoin Origins is here. We can see that Deadmau5 is there. So we can see those big numbers. I'll get to the actual numbers here in a second. The combined numbers here. I believe Blockchain Heroes had some sales there. So we can kind of see some action as far as the trade histories and the amount of volume and Wax on this platform. If we zoom out to 180 days, we can see the other action here as well. I believe the red here is going to be, I'm almost positive that has some GPK action there. But as we zoom in again, guys, it looks like Bitcoin Origins and Deadmau5 are doing really well. And then CryptoSlam also gives us some insight here as well. So we can see Deadmau5 at number 3. And we can get the sales numbers here. So over, I believe, a 24-hour period, it looks like the 7-day sales were about $17,000. You can see the amount of buyers here. Definitely above average. Obviously, we see NBA Top Shot and Axie doing well here, but shout out to the guys from CryptoSlam, from Waxplorer, from all of these teams that are making it happen within the NFT space. But yeah, Deadmau5 ended up super well. If you get lucky and you get the low mints and you get in there, you can get some for collecting as well as for flipping. And this definitely was a good one for me. So that's about it from Deadmau5. Hopefully we see more from we always talk about utility on this channel. We always want to see the artists, like you said with Lil Yachty. We always want to see the artists, the people that are making these NFTs. You want to see some utility. So maybe he can, give a certain amount away to somebody who has a gold mint that they've collected, Deadmau5, that is. So maybe he can have an event where only guys who have the cards. I know that sounds like that event would be sparsely attended, but you get my meaning with this. Hopefully there's some utility down the road that Deadmau5 can do to increase kind of usage and the attractiveness of these NFTs.
Definitely. I would hope that, that the team is thinking about that. And I think that, it's sometimes like these first drops are going to be just like, somebody, an IP owner or, someone like Deadmau5 coming in and saying like, yeah, it sounds cool, but let's see what, what it actually does. It sounds like you're selling me a lot. And then to have him, drop a set, have that set sell out, and then have it do well in the secondary marketplace, he'll see the gains from, the secondary. And I think that it makes sense, right? So, hopefully his advisors say next time you want to build a little more utility into it or whatever. And I think that when you start to do that, when someone like Deadmau5 starts to do that, right? Like, what if all of a sudden you have to hold one of his NFTs to get access to a special chat room on his Discord, right? Like his fans are going to love that, especially if it's, yeah, like especially if it's like, like a token or something that actually has like, let's say it's a special edition track, like you can only listen to it if you've got this NFT, and that NFT also grants you access to a Discord channel. So a lot of, cool things can take place. I would love to see some really big names not only come to the space, but then actually use the NFTs and show like that utility, right? And then maybe work in some collaborations with something like Axie or KOGS, where then, their NFTs can then be used in another experience as well. So a lot of possibility, a lot of that can be done. But outside of that, man, yeah, great expo.
Yeah, we had some questions come through. It looks like Juan is saying the Deadmau5 mystery wildcard is hiding something for sure. So there looks like there is a few pieces of utility, like extra kind of mystery stuff that's going on. Definitely, we got to wait about a week, maybe a couple days to see which cards end up being more rare. I really loved, I don't know, Buff, if you could pull up that asset again. I think we missed it in the beginning of the episode, but I had a mint one for an event. It was like a V2 event, Denver. If not, I can pull that up myself on my end. But
that was cool.
Go ahead.
That was cool. That was a really cool card.
Yeah, let me see if I can't pull this up. This was my favorite. This is actually going into the NFT Treasury Vault as we speak after this episode. But I'll have it up on the screen here. You guys can take a look. That was like easily my favorite piece from the actual drop, and I definitely can't wait to add that to the Treasury Vault. That one is not being sold. Definitely going to have a good time. All right, so we are at the end of the episode here, guys. We're going to get into closing. Definitely want to hit a couple things before we drop off. The giveaways that we're going to do today. We ran a Twitter giveaway that we're going to give away some of these Deadmau5 collectibles that I have there, and we'll be able to do that on Discord during Lads Radio. So I'll come on. I'll be able to say, hey, I'm joining the Buffalo there, and he'll bring me up, and I'll do the giveaway for that winner in our Discord. You have to be in our Discord to get these giveaways. There's a couple other things I think we're giving away as well. I can definitely figure out a meme drop as well. So all of this is happening on Lads Radio after the episode. So definitely head over there. That's where we're going to head right after we end up and close shop here. We're going to head into our Discord. You'll see us all, and that's going to be a great time. Buff absolutely kills it. Ronin, before we hand it over to Buff, did you want to finish out here?
Yeah, man, just, another great episode, man. The guest was excellent. We loved having Jordan on chatting about meme. A lot of good topics, I think, today. One of the things I did want to hit real quick was Orlando actually asked a question in chat that I think is a really good talking point, and I don't want to riff on it for too long, but he said basically, do you guys think that in the near future there will be a need for an NFT manager, especially for people who are buying loads of NFTs and don't know the true value of what they have, like himself? To that I say absolutely. I think that there's going to be unique opportunities for anyone who's intimately involved in this space, who understands it, who knows it, who keeps track of it, who keeps up to date with it, who knows the alpha, right? Like that's really important. That there's a collaboration with, Fuocious and Meme happening. You can let your, client know, or you can let your people know, like, hey, you should probably be saving your pineapples or whatever, right? So I definitely think that's an opportunity. And I think that just the knowledge of knowing how the space works is going to be very valuable. And anyone who has that, couple it with another talent of yours, like maybe creating content or community management is going to be very much needed in this space. Someone who knows NFTs and does community management, plenty of need for people who know and understand NFTs is definitely going to come. So
yeah, pricing estimation. Yeah. Pricing estimation is an interesting discussion, man, because Non-Fungibles has estimated Whales Vault, where they've gone in, they've audited all these items and said, this is what this actually is worth. But it's a little bit different than your fungible tokens, right? Where they're being traded all the time. Art is a little bit subjective, right? One person thinks it's worth 1,000, and then someone pays 10 G's for it. You know, someone bought Beeple's stuff for $777,000. Like, the pricing is a little bit different in NFTs, but there needs to be, outside of like physical managers, there actually needs to be the infrastructure laid for accurately pricing these items. And one of the things that we've talked about is sharding these NFTs and being able to trade minuscule amounts that give accurate price data on a second to second, minute to minute basis. Right now, price data only comes when something's being sold, and we don't have that much selling and buying going on a day-to-day basis. We do, it's grown, all that stuff, but I can't price my Axie Infinity land when it hasn't even been sold, you know, or there's been two there have been two sandbox lands that mirror my uniqueness being sold. Like, there's no accurate way without constantly trading and seeing what the market value is. So that's my spiel.
Definitely. And people who know that are going to be able to monetize that knowledge, I think, and it'll just continue to come. And that's a really good point, man. And so, but anyways, excellent episode. I think that, you know, this is amazing. Thank you to everybody in chat. Chat has been nonstop the last 3 or 4 weeks. We've broken our all-time high yet again. We smashed it, dude. We had 60 something people before we started. This is just going to continue to blow up, man. And I appreciate everybody who's here, who supports us, who tweets us, who's in Discord, who lets their mama, daddy, best friends know about NFT Live. We appreciate you very much. So I want to make sure that we're always throwing out our sincere thank yous to you guys and to everyone who follows, because without you, like, we wouldn't be anywhere, and we wouldn't, you know, being able to do what we're doing today. So thanks, you guys. It was an excellent episode. Q, that's all from me, man. Did we want to go ahead? I think Buff said his.
Let's get good? Buff in here. Let's recap with Buff here as far as what we can expect on Lads Radio here in a second. We're about to hop over, but I want the man himself, the DJ himself for Lads Radio, to kind of give us a breakdown of what to expect here in the next 5 minutes.
Well, as you guys know, the holidays are here, and you're probably sitting at the family table going, what is Buffalo doing on Lads Radio? Well, if you're a smart lad, you'll come down to Lads City right now, because we're doing a post show, and it is going to be classy. And I highly recommend you come check it out. We're going to have an auction for an NFT pack of something sweet. I won't even tell you what it is right now, but if you come in and you are a recruit or above, you will be able to bid on the auction. We throw lads all over the place, like candy on Halloween. We play good tunes. We do good radio. Man, we just do it good. You know, it's just Lads Radio style. So Lads Radio is located in deep in the heart of Lads City. Lads City is where we all go after the show. We all run back into the city. The doors are open, so come on in, and we'll get you signed up for Lads, get you your free Lad token, get you set up for your roll wallet. If you're seeing this tri-roll claiming link right now that Q just dropped, that's an all-time high reward link. So if you have your roll wallet set up already, you can go ahead and click that link, and you're going to get some Lads for free. If you don't have that set up, come on into Lad City Discord. We'll get you guys dialed in today. We have great moderators. We have all sorts of animals. There's a bear, there's a buffalo, there's a llama, there's even a fox. I'm telling you, the Lad City is becoming, all sorts of types of awesome peeps are showing up. So come on in, check it out. And 10 minutes from the second this broadcast ends, I go live. So there we go. Great show, you guys. All-time highs again, huh? We ain't slowing down, huh?
Not at all, man. Not at all.
Slowing down. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Q. Appreciate you, Buff. I'm looking forward to Lads Radio after this, and you guys know that's the show. So our vibe, our tribe.
Thank you, lads.